Alright, Shalom. This is Gamali Allah out of GMS ATL, giving all praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. Alright, also double honors to the elders, the apostles, and also shalom to all the Akim that are pushing out this truth with sincerity. Alright, this is a World War III update. I'm just going to bring out a few articles and also bring out a couple precepts. Because the main thing we're occupied with right now is prophecy. Of course, there's a lot going on right now. Times are at hand. I'm gonna start out with this first article on the Inquisitor. All right, it's Ukraine military aid soon. Vladimir Putin's Russia would win World War III, warns diplomats. Alright. U.S. Secretary of Defense John Kerry says the Obama administration is open to giving Ukraine assistance beyond economic and non-lethal aid. Assuming the United States gives Ukraine military aid, diplomats are already warning this scenario could result in total war, or World War III, and some even claim Vladimir Putin's Russia would win the resulting conflict. In a related report, well, hold on, let me comment on what I just read. Basically, they're saying that if United States continues if United States arms Ukraine, they send them lethal arms, all right, then Russia's gonna take that as a slap to the face, and they're saying it's gonna result in total war, all right, because as we know, United States meddles, they provide arms to many nations, all right. For instance, or not even nations, terrorist groups as well, Al Qaeda, ISIS, all right. A lot of those are set up, and they're funded and armed by the United States, and they're saying that it's going to result in total war, and these are experts saying that Russia would win the war. All right. So that's according to prophecy. All right. Because Russia and its allies, of course, they are the stronger. They are the stronger force. Because America's not what it used to be either. All right, and that's also what this is showing. That America, isn't that it's not that powerhouse. It's not that big bully that it used to be anymore, because you got these nations that are become strong. All right. I'm gonna read on. It says, in a related report by the Inquisitor, the Russian military claims that Russia's nuclear weapons were upgraded recently with new technology, which supposedly makes U.S. missile defense system useless. Okay, because I did a video. It was either the last video I did or the video before last, but it brought out that America's nuclear weapons are outdated, man. They're real outdated. They haven't been tested in, I think they said, over 10 or 20 years. They haven't been tested in a while. They had to get rid of a lot of arms. All right. So they're outdated, man. And here you have Russia. They're upgrading their military. They're upgrading their arms, their nuclear arms. Alright. And that just goes to show you, like, even with a crumbling economy, that Russia has from the sanctions. Um, Even with a crumbling economy, they're still upgrading their nuclear weapons. All right. Members of the U.S. Congress also claim that Putin has stationed Russian nuclear weapons in Ukraine already, and may even use Crimea for an invasion. England's Ministry of Defense also believes a Russian bomber that was intercepted by RAF fighters was carrying a tactical nuclear weapon designed to take out nuclear subs. According to Wall Street Journal, Kerry left the door open for the possibility of sending defensive military hardware to Ukraine. Alright, so United States is open to provoking them. Alright. I have no doubt, this is Kerry speaking, I have no doubt that additional assistance of economic kind I have no doubt that additional assistance of economic kind and other kinds will be going to Ukraine, Mr. Kerry said in an interview which aired on Sunday, and we do so understanding that there is no military solution. The solution is a diplomatic, political one. Same thing. The solution is a political, diplomatic one, but President Putin's got to make the decision to take an off-ramp, and we have to make it clear to him that we are absolutely committed to the sovereignty and the integrity of Ukraine no matter what. Alright, so that just goes to show you both sides are standing firm. Alright, United States is standing firm, and Russia's standing firm, of course. Alright, now, he's saying they're committed to the sovereignty and integrity of Ukraine, and that just goes to show you how hypocritical America is, man, because they go everywhere else and implement their democracy and go to war and take over their country and put their corporations in there, but soon as but no other country can meddle with another country. America could do it, but no one else can. All right. Now, this is Lamberto Zanier, Secretary General of the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, told Reuters that he was concerned that giving Ukraine military aid would only worsen the situation. It may even lead down the line to more direct intervention of Russia in this conflict. Our objective remains that of de-escalating, so I think really the effort should continue to focus on that. Alright? So he's saying that it could result to direct intervention, and they want to de-escalate it, which we know that's not going to happen. Alright? During the peace talks last week, French President Francois Hollande claimed that France is a friend to Russia and opposes Ukraine joining NATO. He claims that giving Ukraine military aid could be a stepping stone toward World War III. We have gone in the space of a few months from having differences to conflict to war. Alright, we are in the state of war. And that just goes to show you, the war has already begun, man. Alright, there hasn't been really any physical violence yet, but this is war, man. This is war. It's no longer leading up to war. It's no longer rumors of war. This is war. Because it's kind of like Jake in high school you have two beefing, two Jakes that's beefing, right? And the word gets out that they're supposed to be fighting after school. All right, and you know everyone knows the word gets out to the whole school that they're gonna fight, and sure enough, they're gonna fight, man. That's war. All right, that's war. Now, let's see, and it also goes to show you how quickly everything is happening, because he said in a space of a few months, from differences to conflict to war. All right. Now let's see. He says, in that war, we are in a state of war, and a war that could be total. Holland warned, according to global research, I am sure I will be told there is a difference between defensive and offensive weapons, but that is a matter of semantics. Time is short, and it will not be said that France and Germany together did not try attempt everything to preserve peace. Russian officials proclaimed that if the Obama administration give Ukraine military aid for a large-scale offensive, then Russian army will intervene to prevent a massacre of the separatists. Such a scenario may result in the Ukraine war escalating to the point that tactical nuclear weapons are used. According to the Guardian, Carl Bildt, the former Swedish foreign minister, echoed such concerns, claiming that arming Kyiv could mean total war between Russia and NATO allies, a war that Bildt believes Vladimir Putin would win. Alright, so that's it on that. But that just goes to show you that all odds are in favor of Russia. All wagers and bets are betting on Russia and its allies. Alright. Now, in that article, you see that in that article, it said that Russia had upgraded its military arms. Alright, and this is a video showing you Russia's new army. Alright, hold on. Hold on, Slovakia. Alright. Now, I'm not sure if you could see those, I'm not sure if you could really see the subtitles in the video, the text in the video. Let's see. I'll read some of it to you. It says because of its economic crisis, Russia is spending big cuts in government spending. Oh, it's like because of its economic crisis, Russia is making big cuts in government spending. But it's not slashing its defense budget. So, like I said, a few minutes ago, those sanctions, they are getting to Russia. They are hurting Russia, but Russia's still going hard and spending money on these arms, man. They're not playing. It says, in fact, Russia has increased its military spending for 2015 by 33%. That's a lot. Let's see. What will Russia's nuclear weapons be spent on? What will Russia's budget be spent on? It says nuclear weapons. Russia still has the largest nuclear arsenal in the world and plans to increase it in 2015. Planes. Russia will make more of its T-50 jet. Ground forces. Russia says it will upgrade its army's equipment and training. It also plans to debut its new Armata battle tank. Arctic operations. Russia's military just set up a new Arctic command to extend its influence in the region, which could contain vast oil and gas reserves. Russia now spends 4.2% of its GDP on defense, compared with 3.7% of GDP by the U.S. But the U.S. still spends 7 times more on defense than Russia. Alright. So that's it on that. Now, here's another, let's see. I think I got rid of the article. Let me pull it back up. Now here's another article about North Korea. Okay, it says North Korea fired 5 short-range missiles off its east coast on Sunday in a demonstration of military muscle by Secretary of State amid escalating rhetoric against the United States and South Korea. The missiles hit the sea after traveling about 120 miles. North Korea frequently fires short-range missiles off its coast as a part of military drills. The United Nations imposed sanctions banning North Korea from launching long-range ballistic missiles, but not short-range missiles. Alright. Sunday's show of firepower marked the 67th anniversary of the formation of North Korea's armed forces. Alright. North Korea in recent days also test-fired a new anti-ship cruise missile. North Korea has increased the scale of air and naval military drills in recent weeks, ahead of the annual U.S.-Korean military exercises on the Korean Peninsula. Alright, that's it on that. But I'm going to show you a video, and this shows that not only did Russia upgrade its military, arsenal, but North Korea did as well. And they're saying that North Korea may have gotten its, let me just read it. North Korea tested what it described as a new type of cutting-edge anti-ship missile, but some analysts are saying North Korea's touted missiles appear to be Russian designs. All right. The announcement of the test also occurs just weeks before the annual joint U.S.-South Korea military exercises. Alright, let's see. The purpose of the new missiles are for North Korea to defend its waters and strongly react to any attempt of the enemy's fleets of warships for military attack. Let's see. Alright, I'm going to show the video on that.
Hey, guess what day it is?
Showing a damn
It's hump day!
ad.
It's not even Wednesday. Let it go, Phil. If you're a camel, you put up with this all the time. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
I think it's buffering. It's lucky.
The dramatic pictures of a launch at sea set the tone of confrontation.
조선인민군 최고사령관 김정은 동지께서
Kim Jong-un is seen in a command posture as the missile strikes its target in the East Sea. Tonight, new concerns about North Korea's ability to strike U.S. and allied warships off the Korean coast. This is a new anti-ship cruise missile test-fired by North Korea. Experts say it appears to be a more advanced weapon of its kind than North Korea's revealed before.
This is a big step forward in terms of what North Korea has tested. And if North Korea wants to hold a risk, either U.S. ships, Japanese, or perhaps South Korean, this is a good way to do it.
Kim Jong-un boasts this missile was developed in North Korea, but analysts say look at how it compares to the Russian KH-35E missile.
It looks very similar, you might say, from here to here. It's a cruise missile, right? It's going to be operate on aerodynamic principles, and it has similar capabilities, presumably. The North Korean version has this different bottom, right? This what appears to be a solid fuel booster that gets it off the ship and moving quickly.
Did the North Koreans buy their new missile from Russia, take the design and repurpose it? No response from Russian or North Korean officials. At the same time, the North was testing 5 other short-range missiles. It comes just ahead of joint U.S.-South Korean military exercises. Analysts say Kim Jong-un often flexes his military might in an effort to get the U.S. to cancel those drills, but that won't happen. And this comes just a few days after Kim's regime said it sees no reason to negotiate with the, quote, gangster-like United States and could fight America with cyber warfare or nuclear weapons.
It's born of a great deal of North Korean frustration because they understand that the United States has capabilities that they do not possess, but they feel that for their own political purposes, they have to make these dire threats. In effect, their language is suicidal. That doesn't mean their actions will be suicidal.
Now, as worrisome as those missiles just tested by Kim Jong-un are, experts say the North Koreans are developing a much longer-range missile that could be a lot more dangerous. It is called the Taepodong-2. Experts say it could strike as far away as Alaska, but there is some doubt as to whether it could actually carry a heavy payload that far.
Now, they're doubting that it's going to reach that far, but with the Spirit of the Lord, it is going to reach that far. Alright? Because the Lord is getting ready to take this place out. Alright. This is Amos 9 and 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord God are upon the sinful kingdom. That sinful kingdom is America. and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. Alright? Because the Lord is going to destroy America via thermonuclear destruction. Alright? Saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. And that's talking about the elect of Israel. Alright? Because the Lord is not going to destroy his elect. Alright? Got another precept. This is Jeremiah 51:1. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will rise up against Babylon. Alright, Babylon is America. Alright, and against them that dwell in the midst of them. Alright, so the Lord is going to destroy Babylon and its inhabitants. Alright, in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind. And that destroying wind, like I said, is that nuclear destruction. Alright, now I'm going to bring out one more. I'm going to bring out a couple more articles. Alright. Isaiah 13:6. How, yea, for the day of the Lord is at hand. Alright, because it is at hand. You see, you see every day, new articles are popping up, new things are popping up, prophecies are coming to pass. Alright, you can't deny it anymore. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Alright, because you got these Christians and pastors telling them that the day of the Lord is going to be a happy day. Everyone's going to join hands. Alright, but it's really going to be a day of destruction and darkness. Alright, let's see. Let's see. Okay, now I got one more article. Let me see, maybe two more, hold on. Yeah, two more. This is just a quick one. Iran threatens nuclear enrichment expansion if U.S. pursues sanctions. Alright, Tehran will resume the expansion of its uranium enrichment capacity should Washington introduce more sanctions against the country. Alright, let's see. So hold on. Alright. This is Iran's president, his statements. We don't need an atomic bomb. We have a great self-sacrificing and unified nation. He also pointed out that other countries which have nuclear bombs or are widely believed to have them failed to bring peace to their people. Have you managed to bring about security for yourselves with atomic bombs? And that's a message to America. Have you managed to create security? Alright, and as the other article said before, Russia just upgraded its military arms, which America won't be able to stop. Alright, accusing Israel of possessing nuclear weapons. Okay, he's talking about Israel. Accusing Israel of possessing nuclear weapons, but refusing to acknowledge it, which we know Israel and the United States are married. Now these articles were from yesterday, and this is another article which was just posted an hour ago. Alright, and this is U.S.'s response to everything. It says, Ukraine conflict, Obama warns Putin ahead of peace talks. U.S. President Barack Obama has warned Putin that Russia will face greater costs if it continues its aggressive actions in Ukraine. So they're responding, and it doesn't look good. Mr. Obama urged his Russian counterpart to seize the opportunity of fresh talks to find a peaceful solution to the war that has raged since April last year. Mr. Putin is due to meet with the leaders of France, Germany, and Ukraine at a summit. However, there was intense fighting in eastern Ukraine ahead of the talks. On Tuesday, 4 soldiers and at least 8 civilians were killed in rocket attacks. Alright. Government officials said the rockets were fired from a rebel-held area, but separatists not denied being behind the attack. More than 5,400 people have died since the conflict began, and civilian casualties have risen in recent weeks. Ukraine and the West accuse Russia of sending troops and arms to support the rebels, but Russia denies it. Alright, so that's pretty much it on that. This article's on RT. That's pretty much it on that. And with that, I'm going to say, Shalom, death and destruction to America.